G'day YouTube, 1MJ here and welcome back. Alright, so 54,000 seems like the barrier to try and break at the moment, and I reckon it's going to marry up pretty closely with the 50-day moving average. That could be looking like it's going to be some resistance at the moment, but we can see the market cap's down a little bit, not too much, and it's a bit of a mixed bag there with green and red all over the place. But BTC dominance, now it's under 48%, so it continues to drop. Ethereum dominance is growing. I mean, Ethereum, getting so close to that $3,000 mark now. But again, still meeting a little bit of resistance. We'll have to wait and see. And gas prices, 51, not too bad, but still, we need them to come down. They're not cheap by any stretch of the imagination. They're just not super expensive like they used to be either. All right, let's have a look though. What's done really well in the top 100? What's been pumping? Dogecoin coming back. It's never dead. So Dogecoin's in there. Phantom, Decentraland, Anchor, Polygon. I mean, that just continues. Yeah, on and on. I think it's going to get to $1 quite easy. Now, I think we might see a good retracement before we get to $1. In all fairness, I think we're going to get to those nervous 90s, and it's probably going to get rejected from there and come back lower. I think a lot of people are going to try and take some profits around about there, and it could be a multi kind of weak downside thing. But look, there is still lots of really good Polygon news out there, so I wouldn't be too worried. I really think at the peak of this, it's probably going to go to a couple of dollars. But, there's no guarantees in life. That's just really me having a bit of a guess, nothing more. But it's based on the adoption and the usage. And look, every man and his dog is using Polygon/Matic at the moment. Uniswap continues to go up, so well done. Aave, holy moly, Aave's making a bit of a comeback. I haven't seen it this high for a while. I haven't been paying attention to it, so nice. Engine Coin, nice again, making a bit of a comeback, but it did have a really big dip. So look, there's some good gains there, and really, 10% more, 10% or more in 24 hours is pretty good, but for me it's that 15% and above. So that's Phantom and Dogecoin. What hasn't fared so well though? What's not doing so well in the last 24 hours? All right, Pirate Chain. All right, who would have thought? But anyway, it's still up 75%. With ZeroX, I mean, they had such a big run up not that long ago that of course they're going to have a little bit of some downside after that. Waves, Digibyte, Holo, 0x Harmony, Arweave and all of that. But look, no major losses here, really only Pirate Chain. Again, it's that 15% or more in 24 hours. That's a reasonable size loss, It's going to hurt, if you bought 24 hours ago. But look, if you've had it for over a week, then you're still laughing. You've near doubled your money. So a bit of a mixed bag there. Now let's go over to the Bitcoin chart and have a look. And almost perfectly, like I said, I was worried that the 50-day moving average could now become resistance, and this could mean a further rollover to the downside. Now the day's not over yet, although it is getting very close, and what we can see is now this candle, it's a bit of an indecision candle. So if we sort of zoom in, again, it's like a spinning top, really. There's not much body, and there's a wick to the upside and to the downside. And yeah, I'm worried about that. I'm just going to put it out there. And I never offer financial advice because I'm not a financial advisor. But if we can't break that 50-day moving average, I do think we are going to come back down into here. We're going to roll over and test all this kind of stuff. But there's no guarantees in life. It might be just that we roll over and we kind of range in between the 100 and the 50-day moving average for a while. So we do some sideways traveling for, a period of time. I don't know exactly how long that's going to take. I know there's some options that are expiring at the end of this week, and some people say they make a difference, and some people they say they don't. I don't really know, what the truth of is it. I just know that generally there's, some fluctuation in prices around about the time of options ending and things like that. So we have to wait and see. I mean, indecision candles sometimes, we got one over here that you can't see because of the lines, but then it pumps to the upside. So it's not that they always roll to the downside, and it's not that they always go to the upside either. It's just undetermined. And look, the volume at the moment, there's a bit of selling volume there. So yeah, my gut feeling is, and that's all it is, it's, nothing more than that, is that we're probably going to roll over and we're going to see some downside again. And again, look, it could be that we actually come down and get to this kind of 47,000 level again. And look, we could go lower. But the good thing is the 200-day moving average, I mean, it just keeps rising at the moment. So 35,000, yeah, it would hurt if you bought Bitcoin at 64,000 and it comes down and tests that $35,000 level. That's going to shake a lot of people out. And that's going to be some pretty big drops in the market. But 35,000 from sort of where we are, that's only a $20,000 drop. That's, I know, I suppose I was going to say that's not that big. It is, but that's something that we need to keep a lookout for. If the 100-day can't hold, because it held as support here, which was good, but if we drop below, then I really think there's going to be some buying opportunities here, and that kind of 46 down to the 41,000 or $42,000 level. I think that's going to be the best buying opportunity. But again, we may drop down and come below. So just keep a watch out for that. Again, dollar cost average, that's, really the best kind of solution. I just buy the dips other than when it's in a full bear market, like when it's, dropping steep and doing it really, really fast. Don't dollar cost average. Wait until there's a bottoming out formation, and then just be careful that it's not a bit of a fake out, because we've looked at the charts before. When the bear market starts, it's a really big steep drop, and then there's a steep uptake again, and it's a fake out. It's everyone thinking, oh, this was it, and now it's going back higher again, and it doesn't go higher, it drops lower again. So just be careful. When the markets are dropping really hard, just hold and wait to see a bottoming out formation. It's again, that's my personal opinion. That is not financial advice. All right, let's move on. There was tons of good news here. So something very interesting. So European Investment Bank issues 121 million digital notes using Ethereum. All right, so the Ethereum space is starting to grow, and that's probably why we see the price doing so well. Now, interesting, Goldman Sachs are involved in this. So the European Investment Bank, or the EIB, the lending arm of the European Union, used Ethereum technology to issue 100 million pounds, that's $121 million, in 2-year digital notes for the first time. Goldman Sachs, Banco Santander, Santander SA, and Societe Generale AG served as joint managers for the notes issued on April 28th. Now, the number of banks joining the club for state-backed blockchain bond issuance has been expanding. In September, according to reports, the Bank of Thailand launched a blockchain-enabled platform for the issuance of government saving bonds, and in November, the China Construction Bank tapped Luban-based digital asset exchange Fusang for the issuance of $3 billion worth of debt securities over a blockchain. So the space is growing, and look, it's happening on Ethereum at the moment. Ethereum still has a lot of scaling issues that it needs to sort out, and again, it seems like maybe that last upgrade that they had, the Berlin hard fork, I mean, it appears on the surface at the moment at least like it has brought gas prices down. But look, there's a downturn in the market as well. So it's hard to know, whether it's really done all of that. EIP 1559, I think it is. That's due to come out in July, I think it is, June or July. And apparently that's, supposed to bring them down even more. So we'll wait and see. But a lot is happening. But what that says is that Goldman Sachs seem like they're pretty big on Ethereum at the moment. Because we then go over here, Goldman Sachs doubts Bitcoin as a store of value, citing environmental problems and lack of real use. And look, it's got some points that are, kind of true. Global investment-backed Goldman Sachs is questioning whether Bitcoin can be a long-term store of value and digital gold. They don't need to question it. It can and it will. The firm's analyst cited various issues with the cryptocurrency, such as environmental problems, lack of real use. It doesn't have lack of real use, and competition from other cryptocurrencies. It has that. It's got a ton of competition, but none of them are Bitcoin. None of them have been around for 10 years. None of them have the security that Bitcoin does. So, there's some truth to it, and there's also, some kind of bias there, because they've obviously gone into Ethereum, as we've seen over here, so they're going to try and spruik Ethereum. Look, good luck to them with that. I like Ethereum as well, but, I don't think Bitcoin's going anywhere. Now it says here, traditional long-term stores of value such as gold, art, diamonds, wine and collectibles all have value and use beyond being stores of value. What use does art have? I mean, yeah, you can look at it and it may be pretty to you, it may not be pretty to others, but what else does it do as a store of value? It's literally just that. Somebody likes it, they're going to pay a lot of money for it. Somebody doesn't like it, they're not going to pay a lot of money for it. Can you divide art up and sell it in bits and pieces and go to the store and buy stuff with it? No, and some people will argue that you can't do that with Bitcoin, but it is coming, and in certain places they are doing it. So yeah, there's an agenda there. I think a lot of it is to do with that they've probably gone quite heavy into Ethereum, and again we had that story over here, and so it's really starting to they want to pump their own bags of Ethereum and kind of bring Bitcoin, FUD it a little bit, because they're still going to be buying Bitcoin. I'm almost 100% certain that they've been buying Bitcoin. So interesting there. Obviously Goldman Sachs are a lot bigger on Ethereum at the moment. But as we were just talking about, there'll be people that say, but you can't use your Bitcoin to go and pay for things. Let's have a look at that. Residents of Caribbean island can conduct local transactions using Bitcoin. So it is happening. Is it worldwide? Do we have that mass adoption yet? No, but it's coming. They got their layer 2 solutions and all sorts of stuff coming. Lightning Network, Taproot, you name it. There's tons being built on Bitcoin, and it will get there. I'm 100% certain of it. Again, never financial advice, just my personal opinion. It's been around for 10, 12 years now. It continues to get better. It continues to get faster, and the prices are coming down for transactions. And again, we'll see this Lightning network come out, and we'll see how good it is and how well it scales. Is it the solution to do the entire world? Maybe not, but we'll wait and see. But it says here, the adoption of cryptocurrencies is far from a gimmick, said one of the entrepreneurs behind a project developing property on the island. The more than 5,000 residents of an island that forms part of St. Vincent's and the Grenadines, Grenadines, I think is how you say it, can use crypto as a means of payment. So it is happening. Again, you can't take your art to the local store to buy anything. You can't take your gold to the local store to buy anything. Particularly if you got like this big gold bar, maybe tiny little gold, coins or something like that. And even that'd still be worth a ton. You're not going to take that to the to the local shop to buy your milk. But it seems like you can do that with Bitcoin. So, yeah. Things are happening fast, and again, Goldman Sachs, this is them trying to FUD Bitcoin a little bit. The environmental stuff, yes, is a bit of an issue, but again, they're already looking to move towards green energy and things like that, and I have no doubt they'll probably come up with another solution in the future if the energy really does get out of hand. Maybe they move to proof of stake, or just simply come up with something completely and utterly new. We'll just have to wait and see. All right, some not disappointing, but it would be, but kind of bad news for Binance. So Germany's financial supervisory authority, BaFin, has warned investors the cryptocurrency exchange Binance may have violated European security rules with the launch of its stock tokens. So an announcement on Wednesday, BaFin said the Binance stock tokens tracking the movement of shares in Tesla, Coinbase and MicroStrategy have been identified as suspicious and require a prospectus that wasn't issued prior to the trading. So this, it could be FUD, or it just legitimately could be bad. It doesn't mean, Binance is going to be bankrupt and all the rest of it. They'll have to pay a fine. So BaFin said the cryptocurrency exchange has violated the prospectus obligation under Article 3, Paragraph 1 of the European Prospectus Regulation, and maybe they'll go and fix that up. We'll have to wait and see. According to BaFin, the violation of the prospectus constitutes the administrative offence and can be punishable with a fine of up to £5 million or $6 million, or 3% of Binance's annual revenue, and that'd be just in Europe. So I don't know how much that would be, but I'd say it could be a lot, the 3%, because they're probably making a couple of 100 million, if not more, over there. But again, I don't know that for a fact. It could be wrong. All right, University of Wyoming. We've heard a lot about that, and they've gone really heavy into crypto and blockchain and that. But public education is expensive, and one university is experimenting with crypto for funding. So Wyoming appropriated $4 million worth of cryptocurrency in staking, and the profits are going to go towards funding capital expenditures and things like that, and helping build the university. It's not going to bring the fees down, I doubt. They're still going to try and make money. That's what they do, but the University of Wyoming, there's been a lot of talk about them getting into the crypto space and that, and they must have invested heavily to make $4 million worth, $4 million profit from staking. And it doesn't really go into saying exactly what they have got into, and that would have been nice to know, what kind of coins they are in. But I looked through there and I couldn't find it. So yeah, anyway, $4 million, and will other universities have, but will this kind of become the norm? Is blockchain going to explode and just be this massive thing? I get the feeling like it might be. It's all starting to happen, and again, it's not a click of the fingers and it happens overnight, but things are moving fast, and there's tons of other universities that have VC venture capital, put venture capital into a number of crypto projects. So watch this space. All right. So a new law means that around 4,000 existing institutional investment funds will now be eligible to invest in crypto assets. And this is happening over in Germany. So new German legislation enabling managers of the most popularized institutional funds, the so-called, got to get rid of this. Sorry. I think that's supposed to be special funds, but Speisel funds, it's in German, so I don't know what that means. They are now allowed to allocate 20% of them to crypto assets, and it's set to come in force in July 1st. So, again, for anyone who's trying to FUD crypto and say that, it's could go to zero and it's not really being used, and again, they're specifically talking about Bitcoin over here, Goldman Sachs, there's no real use case. Well, it's happening all over the place. It is 100% happening. Germany, all sorts of government, the Ethiopian government's now teamed up with Cardano. We brought that story yesterday where all the results for schools are going to go online and things like that. Like, this is a massive space. It is still very early. We've only got little bits of, pockets of, businesses and governments getting involved yet. But my gut feeling is every government everywhere around the world is going to use this stuff in the future. And I think, if you're in now and you're building good positions in good projects, 5 to 10 years from now, I shudder to think, how much some people, could make. But again, it's about getting into the good projects, because there's lots of dodgy ones out there. And speaking of, let's have a look at that. So 50 million drained from uranium finance. Is this a hack or a rug pull? So another security breach of a DeFi project running on Binance, the smart chain, sees 50 million allegedly stolen from uranium finance. Now, the team behind the project claims the funds were stolen, but the cryptocurrency community speculates of a possible rug pull. And there is talk that someone from within knew some of the vulnerabilities from within the platform and provided that information to other people to take it all. So 80 Bitcoin, 1,800 Ethereum, 26,500 DOT, 638,000 ADA. That's a lot of money, and that's why for me I'm very, very careful. I don't jump into too many really new projects, and if I ever did, I wouldn't bet the farm on them, because they haven't been around long enough. There could be bugs like there is supposedly, they're talked about here, and someone's provided that information to someone else. And look, again, I like Binance. I'm not throwing any shade at them, but they've had a number of projects. Not a number. Well, yeah, let's say a number. It's not a high number, but at least a couple of projects on their platform that have done this. And, again, if you've put your life savings or something into this, that's really going to hurt. That is, that's unfortunate. So, buyer beware. Please beware. Now, Polygon news is Polygon. This is why it keeps just getting bigger and bigger. Polygon rolls out 100 million DeFi adoption fund. So Polygon aims to accelerate the adoption of decentralized finance by launching a $100 million fund to make the DeFi space more accessible to users. The fund, known as the hashtag DeFi for All, is geared towards effectively introducing millions of users to the various decentralized products and platforms available. The fund will go a long way, in drawing the attention of the majority of casual crypto users into the DeFi space. It has been programmed to support DeFi for about 2 to 3 years. So, Polygon's, they're putting their money where their mouth is. They're not just simply making stuff and getting everyone to pay to come over to them. They're reinvesting funds and, trying to build the space. More news about Polygon or /Matic. So, QuickSwap gained 420% as Polygon's Matic, /Matic level layer 2 network attracts new liquidity. So the sudden uptick in trading volume for Matic over the past week has resulted in a significant increase in demand for Quick. So Quick is the decentralized exchange that Matic have on their network. Now this led to a 420% increase in the Quick price from $189 only a few days ago, 4 days ago, to nearly $1,000 2 days ago, as the exchange tokens trading volume reached $18.9 million in a 24-hour period. And I mean, look, this is how I don't think this is the Quick coin. This isn't Matic, but we go back over to here, and let's go here. And I mean, look how well Matic's been doing. 134% in 7 days, continuing to grow, and this is getting close to $1. I think it's going to go over $1, and I think it might even go to a few dollars before the end of this cycle. But I do think, sort of around that 90-something cent mark, I think you're going to see a heavy retracement. And look, it could come earlier. A lot of people are going to try and take some profits around that dollar mark. That's just generally the way it is. It's like one of those not a barrier, but people are just going to go, yes, if they bought it for 2 cents and then sell it for $1, I mean, they've 50x'd their money. Like, yeah, could you blame them? Again, for me, I'm holding on to my Polygon. I will sell some when I feel like we're getting near the end of the cycle. I don't know what price that's going to be, but that's when I will sell some. But for me, Polygon's a long-term hold. I think they're going to do big things, and like 5-10 years down the track, I think we can see Polygon at a couple of dollars, maybe $5 or $10, but I don't think we're getting anywhere near that this cycle. So please don't rush out and just chuck everything into Polygon, but I definitely think we could go to $5 to $10, in the next 5 to 10 years. And look, that may really be underestimating it, but it also may be really overestimating it. We'll have to wait and see. That's my personal opinion, but that's why I'm holding Polygon and Matic long term. All right. Here, the SEC. All right, they've pushed back the Van Eck Bitcoin ETF decision until June. Most people probably suspected this was going to come. So the commission said that it was appropriate to designate a longer period for the proposed Bitcoin ETF. I mean, we've got ones going on in other countries like North America and that, but America are holding off. The United States Securities and Exchange Commission has extended the original 45-day window to approve Bitcoin Exchange Traded Fund, or ETF, from asset manager Van Eck. So they're pushing it back from May to the 17th of June. So that's an additional 45 days. So, I mean, I think it's a matter of time. I think it's pretty much almost guaranteed that America's going to have, they'll probably have a few. It won't be one, but I think, I don't know the reasoning why they're holding off, but they just seem to be holding off at the moment. But I really do think it's just a matter of time. There've been a number that have put through, and yeah, they'll have to. Other countries have started to grant them, so America's not going to want to be left behind. All right, that's it from me. It's been a long one. There's a lot of information to get there, but again, Polygon at the moment, it's almost my best investment. I was lucky enough that I got in when I think it was around 2 cents. And again, once it gets to $1, I'll have 50x'd my money. And, if it goes higher, which I think it will, again, I'm definitely going to sell some. I want to diversify into some other things, but for me, Polygon is a really, really long-term kind of hold and prospect. 10, 15, 20 years from now, again, I was lucky to get some at 2 cents. I don't know what price it's going to be worth. Let me know your prediction for Polygon for the top of this cycle, and what you think Polygon can get to within 5 years and 10 years. So what you think for this cycle, what's the maximum price for this cycle, where you think it's going to be in 5 years, and where you think it's going to be in 10 years. That's what I'd love to know. And look, do me one big favor. If you've watched this video and enjoyed my content, just please go and hit that like button down below. I really appreciate that. All right, that's it from me. Stay safe. Be kind to one another. If you're on that gain train at the moment, congratulations, well done, and I'll see you next time.